Never would I ever have believed Auntie Cleo herself would walk through that door. But I haven't time to linger in the novelty. Sentinels, if you would.
Do I appear like someone afraid of a few guns? Give it up, Emery. You've lost this war. Have some dignity. You're coming off desperate.
On the contrary, this desperate action is what will save all of Arcadia and rid it forever of trespassers like you. Do not place his decision at my feet. I know it's difficult for the likes of you to fathom the concept of self-sacrifice, but he chose mental refreshment for the good of us all. And what am I to do but carry on his legacy? What am I to do but achieve what he could not? I'll only be killing a select number permanently. The worthy, however, will be resurrected and reformed so they may reach their full potential. Open your mind, Commander. Yes, I know well who you are. In any other situation, I might be compelled to take you apart and see how precisely it is you operate, but time, it would seem, isn't on your side. You are a relic of an impotent institution, propelled forward by nothing more than luck and foolhardy metal. Indeed. Rarely are there enough measures to keep the most tenacious of sprats from gnawing their way in. I've been following your progress closely, you know, since you so unceremoniously tampered with our Vox relay on Paradise Island. When you began your dealings with the Order and the Corporatists, I thought that perhaps having a chaotic element in their midst could work in our favor. But now you're here, scurrying around my ship and attempting to thwart the Protectorate yet again. For all your bluster, you seem more concerned with running your mouth than improving your performance in the field. Tell me, did you manage to stop us from bringing your peace talks to a swift end? As I recall, Greater Tranquility was reduced to little more than mangled ruins in a single moment.
You used the peace talks as a test run for this.
It was a modest success. I had hoped it'd hobble Auntie's choice in the Order once and for all, but it has proven to be a valuable lesson in patience. I was able to buy the time to enact the very plan before you. Though, judging from that vacant expression on your face, it would appear you've no idea what I intend. Very well. Once the rift destroys Arcadia, we shall edit the information stored within it and use the modulator to reshape our colony into its perfect form. Horizon Point's destruction all those years ago was a tragedy, yes, but without it, we might never have opened our eyes to our true purpose and the possibility of Arcadia's rebirth. When the Matriarch discovered the first skip drive, she set us on a course to elevate humanity. We're now writing our path, and I will do my part as the architect intended. Intrepid, aren't you? Well, what's relevant is what came after. Our matriarch dissected this skip drive technology, learned its secrets, and enabled us to produce them en masse, which eventually led to the manifestation of rifts. But it was not until well after Horizon Point's untimely end that we understood the opportunity gifted us. The opportunity to reconstruct the colony in its perfect form. It is as the Grand Architect designed. And believe you me, I've no intention of letting you thwart our securing of a better future. One free of doubt and greed. It's your time that's running out, not mine. So go on. Better yet, tell the whole room how His Eminence, the Sovereign, was wrong. This was originally his plan, after all. I am merely a partner, seeing it carried out.
Do not presume to tell me what is or isn't the truth. I was advisor to the original Sovereign. I know the mind of a true leader. This is the path Henry should have taken.
Yes, of course we argued over methodology. Henry was always too stubborn, too focused on the past to understand the opportunity before him. I regret that he had to make such a difficult choice. That one of the matriarch's heirs is not guiding us. But he needed to look beyond himself, like I am doing now. You just come and go as you please, do you? I ensured he would have a handler by his side if any assistance was needed. And I understand that it is, which is regrettable. But fulfilling the Architect's plan is worth the cost. Henry would agree. The people would agree. So you say. But you've yet to deliver any
Though it matters not, you've little chance of swaying me. I am doing what I must to restore this colony to what our matriarch envisioned. Free of war, strife, heresy. You will not distract me from taking what is owed to us. And what is your definition of wrong? Have you anything substantial to back such a claim? I see. Well, the man was always a cynic. I find that attitude can skew results even more than a thumb on the scale might. One data point means little. The Protectorate was clearly meant to harness this power. Nothing you claim can disprove everything that points to this reality. I will not be lectured by an outsider. It's just like the Earth Directorate, or any other interloper, to claim to better know the customs of those they invade. Certainly if you had your way, you would claim Arcadia as yours, and rewrite history to suit your own aims. Heresy!
I found her correspondence with the First Bishop. She explicitly said she feared the Arcadian experiment would end as all similar projects did before it, in a crumbling heap of hubris.
The matriarch foresaw many things. To think that we were not set apart from lesser societies, it is humbling. And it appears we have fallen prey to the very thing she warned of. What do you mean, steered wrongly? If Reuben was not carrying out her wishes as intended, then the Protectorate has strayed far. But regardless of how I may have misstepped before, I am not in the wrong now. All your so-called arguments are pure hearsay. It doesn't matter what you bring before me. I stand firm in the knowledge that I am following the grand plan, and that I will be vindicated. And leave the traitors and invaders alive? No! Death is the only way forward. We can only be made pure from the ashes, despite whatever supposed proof you have to the contrary. Claim? If you cannot see the truth of my devotion written plain, then now I see why you are against me so. But you are wrong about the risk. We are losing this war. It is inevitable. The victors will brutally subdue us until we become corrupted. Until we forget our principles, our history, the very core of who we are. It is better that we perish together as proud Protectorate, proud Arcadians. Preserving our purity is a mercy. More than that, is it not love? Do you think I found pleasure from the pain I've wrought? No! I would die to see that the Protectorate's legacy would not be tarnished. Just as I would die for its promise to be fulfilled. Just moments ago, I would have said that without their shepherd, there is no hope for the flock. But I am no shepherd, am I? Perhaps I am one who must make way for the future, whatever it may be. Though how I may at this stage, I cannot say. The rift modulator is working at pace to...
What? Oh, by the matriarch. It seems we have a problem. The rift has... well, it has nearly destabilized completely. And the modulator cannot close it in its current state from a safe distance. Destruction of Arcadia is imminent. Architect, help us.
There is. Though given your tenacity in preventing bloodshed, I don't believe you'll appreciate it. A chance yet remains. We must bring the modulator as close to the rift as possible. However, when the rift folds in on itself, this ship and its operator will not survive.
Always a catch, ain't there?
Oh, Emery, taking a page from Auntie's choice product testing, I see. We do try to avoid a consistent certainty of death, though. It's just bad business.
Let me be clear. I am not placing this burden upon your shoulders. This was my doing. And so it is my responsibility to set things right. I will give you time to vacate the ship. When you are clear, I will fly it into the rift myself. You are right. Arcadia will find its way without me. Think what you wish of me, but this is my responsibility. And that is something I will never shirk from.
I will accompany him and ensure all goes as planned. It's only right that I complete the very mission I came here for. Your goal here is the same as mine. Do not mistake that. But if this isn't...
Now go. Make what's left of your existence count.
Ooh, does that mean we're hitting this?
Let's get on with it then.
When the Consul was faced with the undeniable errors in his logic, he chose to save Arcadia by closing the rift himself. He died hoping his sacrifice might make up for the disastrous decisions he had made. Thanks to the Commander's quick thinking in sparing it from the Vox Station's fiery crash, Paradise Island's Fairfield remained a profitable company town for Auntie's Choice. For his outside-the-box thinking and innovative propaganda techniques, D.B. Milverstreet was promoted, while rival Officer Carr seethed at her lack of upward mobility, or even bronze-tier executive benefits. Vigilant Hogarth, now acclimatized to Auntie's Choice society, eventually returned to Westport to try his hand at restoring it and running it for profit. Auntie's Choice seized the opportunity to take over running Alexandra Monastery and Matriarch's Mercy, while adapting punch card production to churning out cheap wares. All Order academics were assigned to write advertising copy. The Matriarch statue, meanwhile, was remodeled in Auntie's likeness. The abbot was made VP of Facilities Sanitation, a position he embraced with surprising gusto, and by all rights appears happier than ever. After joining Auntie's Choice out of sheer necessity for survival, Seer Wiley was demoted to a subordinate position below the abbot, a demotion he viewed as a humiliating punishment akin to career purgatory. After defending Fort Endurance against a fierce Mantisaur attack, Executive Warchek was awarded a commendation for profit-securing stalwartness, as well as promotion to regional manager. He eventually passed peacefully in his sleep at the scientifically astounding age of 6. Val continued to serve the commander of the Incognito faithfully for many more years than should be possible, giving automechs like her everywhere a reputation as stable and reliable. As a result, more Valerie units were put into service, while fewer human agents were deployed into the field. As he rose through the Earth Directorate ranks, Niles pressed for a field directive to deploy the new Val units only when the situation posed significant risk. The policy reduced agent casualties by a significant margin. Oddly enough, in-office deaths increased by a not insignificant margin. Agent Niles Ibarra achieved the rank of commander, earning renown as a formidable agent, unafraid to challenge the status quo within the Earth Directorate. He recruited his friend Zebulon Tran to the Earth Directorate, a gesture of gratitude for not airing the Directorate's dirty laundry. Together, they vowed to reform the agency from within, so it might never again bargain with authoritarian governments. Ultimately, Niles rose to the position of Secretary General. His term saw the Earth Directorate at its most popular, or, in the eyes of corporations and tyrannical governments, most feared. Thanks to her effective performance at the Praetor blockade, Inez eventually became a VP of Auntie's Choice and head of the revamped grafting program. Through her egalitarian management style, grafting evolved into the corporation's first health benefit, available to all employees who wanted it. Utilizing what he learned alongside the commander, Tristan attempted to reform Protectorate society from within. But with no authority figure to lead its subjects, the Protectorate was a shell of its former self. After thoughtful cogitation and calculation, Marisol slowly began to reject violence as the sole method for eliminating random variables. Not coincidentally, her social calendar began filling up. Asa finally achieved her dream of dying in a rift. All it took was a daring and blood-soaked heist of a modulator to create a rift that she then summarily leapt into. Thus, Asa remained a fanatical member of the Glorious Dawn, spreading the truth of the rifts to her final agonized breath. With exclusive rights to the modulator schematics needed to ensure safe skip drive travel, Auntie's Choice transformed Arcadia into one of the most profitable colonies in the galaxy. Deciding that free trade must be freed from the hands of others, Auntie Cleo signed a new initiative. Any corporation or government that refused her trade conditions was promptly dealt with, either via takeover or strategic use of rifts. Ruth Bassar's death cut short her dream of interfacing with the Archive. Although another presiding bishop was chosen from among the surviving laureates to replace her, they lacked her vision. In the face of the corporatist's growing influence, the order withered and died. In recognition of outstanding customer service, the Earth Directorate commander was promoted from outsourced gun for hire to Auntie's right-hand VP, complete with a hull-side porthole suite in the head office tower. Adrift without firm leadership, Protectorate subjects struggled with post-war life. A small band of hardliners collaborated to preserve their society in the face of Arcadia's new leadership. Sovereign Varric was eventually discovered in mental refreshment. Auntie's Choice management propped him up as a puppet to ease Arcadians' reservations about the corporation, then secured him behind closed doors to live out his days in blissful mindlessness. Despite the recent tumultuous events in Arcadia, it was business as usual for Free Market Station. Sub Rosa continued to supply the colony in the wake of the commander's actions. Unable to die in their sacred rift after it was closed, the Glorious Dawn heeded a new calling, seeking the modulators needed to create new rifts, so that they could die in those instead. And his choice treated closing the rifts like any other strategic initiative, demanding quid pro quo for each rift closure. Such cutthroat capitalism took its toll, and many colonies ended up dying off. All of these events turned on the decisive actions of the Earth Directorate agent and their unique way of navigating Arcadia, its disparate factions, social complexities, ubiquitous product placement, and arsenal of absurdly satisfying weaponry. But through it all, and to this day, Earth has remained inexplicably dark.
Congrats on reaching the ending. Well, an ending. Plenty more where that came from. How about another go? Additional playthroughs don't cost nothing. Yet.
Never would I.
Do I appear?
On the contrary, this desperate action, you are less a guest and more of an invasive. Yes, I know well who you are. And you are a relic of an impotent institution, propelled forward by... Ah, but your justice... I've been following your progress when you began your... But now you're here, scurrying around my ship and attempt... For all your... Tell me. It was a modest... I was able to buy the time to enact the very plan before you. Though, judging from that... Well, it wasn't you I was... Using the very rift modulator on this ship... We will Horizon Point's destruction. When the matriarch discovered the first skip drive, she set us on a course to elevate humanity.
Ready to take the heat off you, Commander. Just say which.
Let's end this. I've no...
Commander, you're bleeding. Practicing.
Seems all my considerable efforts here have been ill spent. Total rift destabilization is imminent. Our last resort is our only resort now. We need to fly the rift modulator in.
Knew there'd be a catch. Something we didn't plan for. On the bright side, Tristan knows me 5 bits.
Oh, brighten up, everyone. Not all of us need go, but, someone present will need to take one for the team. Yes, when I said we, I didn't mean the royal we, you understand. I'll use the schematics and the processed rift data to mass-produce rift modulators that are usable at a safe distance. These pesky rifts will soon no longer plague the colonies. If you're looking for a sap to fly that rickety rig, don't look at me. I intend to abscond back to my ship with those wonderful little schematics. I have plans for those plans. Oh, now why'd you have to bring that up? That's, I suppose you've made one hell of a sales pitch. Okay, fine. I'll do it.
Really? You got a new body, unlimited power, and all the bits in the galaxy at your disposal. You're just gonna give it all up for the greater good?
Oh, don't think you understand my motives simply because you skimmed the Auntie's Choice Standards and Practices manual. If there's one thing I hate, it's an employee getting excessively familiar. Because of my metallic exterior? How very droll. Keep it up. It's not too late to glue your hand to the controls. Now, I think I've had my fill of this conversation. Simply take the schematics and depart my presence in awestruck, misty-eyed silence.
So, in the end, moved by the ghosts of her past, Auntie Cleo boarded the ship and became the galaxy's unlikely savior. In her final moments, the ruthless Auntie's Choice CEO mused that maybe she was the best choice after all. Thanks to the commander's quick thinking in sparing it from the Vox station's fiery crash, Paradise for his outside-the-box thinking and innovative propaganda techniques, Vigilant Hogarth, now acclimatized to Auntie's Choice, seized the opportunity to take over. The abbot was Val as he ultimate thanks to her with exclusive rights to but with the old Auntie dead, a new figurehead was needed to keep up appearances. Company execs fast-tracked auditions for a new Auntie. Some employees thought she looked suspiciously different, but were too overjoyed with the prospect of growing profits to care. Ruth Bassar's death cut short her dream of interface in recognition of adrift with Sovereign Var. Despite the recent tumult, unable to die in the Auntie's Choice, all of these but through it all,
Never would. On the contrary, this I've noted. You are a relic of an impotent. But now you're here, scurrying for. I was able to buy the time to enact. Well, when the matriarch discovered the
Guns cocked and loose.
Commander! Got company, Commander. Last raring to go.
Put them down. Light flashing before my eyes.
Lay low, Commander. Go for a medic. Little pick-me-up for you.
Fall quickly and do a...
Soften them up.
Vitals looking up. Grass ready.
Seems... Oh, brighten up, everyone. Not all of... I do appreciate the I'll use the schematics and the process rift data to mass-produce rift modulator.
That's some grim fork.
Well, now, I suppose this is goodbye, isn't it? I should say how I appreciate you helping me gain control and avoid tearing up about how this all fell to you.
Typical. Us being left holding the bag. What'll we do, Commander?
No need to belabor this. I will fly the ship. Back on Greater Tranquility, you wish to give me a chance to atone.
I'll be damned. Appears you're capable of expiation after all.
Thank you, Commander. Now go.
So, end. Augustine de Vries chose to die to atone for her actions. And yet, even that hope faded in her final moments, as she realized nothing would make up for what she had done. But at least she'd not have to live with her guilt any longer. Thanks to the commander's quick thinking, for his outside vigilant and his choice, the abbot was after Val as he wrote Agent 9. Ultimate thanks to utilizing as a finally achieved with exclusive rights, deciding that Ruth Bassar's in recognition adrift sovereign despite unable and his choice. All of these events turned on the decisive actions of the Earth Directorate agent, and but through it all and to.
Never would I.
Do I?
On the contrary, you are a relic of an impotent institution. Tell me. I was able to buy the time to enact the very plan that using her right when the matriarch discovered the.
Let me know when you needed us.
Raring to go. Medkit coming.
Seem
No.
Oh, brighten up, everyone. Not I do I'll use the schematics and the
That's some
well now and avoid.
typical.
No need to belabor this. I will fly the ship. Back on Greater Tranquility.
Our damnation and salvation all in one. I'll never understand you, Augustine, but in spite of everything,
One who chooses not to die needlessly. But if you are set on this, I would still join you. This is my mission too, and I'll not back.
Nothing like sending 2 Earth Directorate agents to do what needs doing. They'll write a serial on this someday.
Salvation awaits, Commander. I'm itching to reach it.
To the end, the commanders sacrificed themselves to save the galaxy. No one knew their motives or thoughts in those final moments, though legends grew around this mythical agent of the Earth Directorate all the same. Augustine de Vries went along, knowing nothing would make up for her, thanks to for his vigil and as he aged, he altered. Thank you afterthought as with it decide Ruth Enrique Adrit suffered despite unable to all of but through